Hey, I want to talk about the Christian life as a race, as opposed to two other pictures we may tend to view our spiritual walk that may be hindering us from actually doing the Christian thing. The first one, we may think of Christianity, the Christian walk, as an ascension up different levels. You have to achieve a new level of intellect or a new level of discipline in order to rise to the next level. I can pray for 30 minutes straight. Bing! I go to the next level of Christianity. I read my Bible consistently for a month. Bing! Up like 5 levels of Christianity. I am now a loving person. I just went almost all the way to the top. We've all experienced this. We get on this kick where we think we finally arrived, and then we crash. And then we feel like we've fallen all the way down the stairs and have to start at square one. That's super discouraging. Where is the hope in that? Where is the success in that? And that's very us-centered. It's very works-centered. That picture of the Christian life as an ascension doesn't really allow for the sin in our lives, doesn't allow for our imperfections. And let's face it, that's a very prominent feature in our spiritual walk. So let's throw out that idea of Christianity, the Christian walk, as an ascension up a flight of stairs. Sometimes we think that the Christian walk is as if we're trailblazers, and we're thrown out in the middle of this desert, or thrown out in the middle of a big forest, this maze of trees and all these pits and caves and evil creatures that are going to eat us if we make the wrong turn. We don't know which way to go. We don't know the answers to things. We don't know what God's will is for our life. And so we're sort of wandering around, trying to figure things out, trying to find the pathway of our own life. That's also super discouraging. We've probably all traveled along that as well, because then you hit a dead end and you start freaking out and questioning everything, and it's a disaster. Let's throw that out too, because as Paul mentions many times in the New Testament, in his epistles, Christianity, the Christian life, is like a race. It's like a race in the sense that the course is already marked for you. You don't have to figure out the course. It's there. But there is a starting point and there is an ending point, and you may not see the ending point, but the course is there. You don't have to figure it out, which is different from our trailblazing idea. The race track picture also throws out the notion of ascension, of different levels, because when you're running, sometimes you're really energized and you're going for it and everything is good, and sometimes you're just clawing around and just struggling to reach the next foot. And that is a far more accurate picture of at least my Christian walk than ascending levels. And this is what the Christian life is. We stumble, we fall, we get bursts of inspiration. Sometimes we want to quit and sit out, like I do when I exercise. That's just the way it is. We don't have to figure out anything fancy. We don't have to do anything fancy. Sometimes it feels like we're running around in circles and relearning the same lesson over and over, but it's not about learning lessons. It's just running. I want you to think about the Christian walk like that, and not get discouraged when you mess up, not get discouraged when you're confused, because that's normal. You're not a failure of a Christian if you're confused or mess up. The whole point of the Christian walk is sanctification, of us being terrible people and having the sanctifying grace of God come and build us up into new creatures. And we are indeed new creatures because of Christ. So take heart, don't freak out, just keep running, and you'll be set. So see you guys next week.